Hey y'all, it's your girl Coco, and I want to welcome you to the first episode of Kicking It with Coco. Just a disclaimer real quick, any and everything that I say on every episode of my podcast is going to be based on fact, and the facts will come from some form of research that I've done to get that information, and they also will be based on opinions from me, opinions from my friends. I have women friends and I have men friends, so those will be the ways that I come up with the things that I say pertaining to whatever topic I am going to discuss for whichever particular episode I am doing. So now that we've gotten that out of the way, this is going to be an episode where we discuss sex toys. Now, a lot of women I know aren't into sex toys. It's not their thing. They just aren't interested. I, however, am not one of those women. I enjoy them very much. I haven't owned a lot in my life. I've had maybe about 4. Now I own only 2. I have a vibrator and I have a rose. Now, the type of vibrator that I have, it can be used just on the clitoris or it can be used internally. But I prefer to have it on my clit. Now, I have used my rose alone, and I've used my rose with my vibrator. Now, when I have used my rose with my vibrator, I've had the rose on my clit and the vibrator in my pussy, and it feels amazing. And another thing, let me just throw this out there. If you're uncomfortable with a lot of profanity and words like dick and pussy and clit and things of that nature, then you may as well just stop listening right now, because that's how I talk, and I'm just letting you know you're going to hear a lot of that. So if those words make you uncomfortable, just stop listening now, because I'm not going to stop saying them. Now, moving right along, with all of that being said, I don't know anything personally about dildos, because I've never bought a dildo. And the reason I've never purchased one is because I don't really come from penetration alone. It's very seldom that I have an orgasm just from a dick. Very seldom. There's only been one man who has ever made me come repeatedly, and I mean every single time that we had sex, from his dick. No man has ever pulled that off. And I mean, that man had me squirting all over him every time we fucked, the whole entire time. And the fact that he is a kisser made it even more intense. No man has ever done that, has ever managed to make me do that. And I'm wondering if there's another man who can. And I'm being so real right now. That shit did not happen to me until this year. I'm 46 years old, and it's the first time I've ever been with a man who could make me do that. And the crazy thing is that this particular man, I wasn't even in a relationship with him. Men I've been in relationships with haven't even been able to ever make me do that every single time we had sex. It never happened. Now, there are a lot of women who don't come from penetration alone. There are a lot of us out here. Does it mean that we're not enjoying the sex that we're having? No. Well, sometimes we're not enjoying it. Sometimes we come across some really whack encounters. But for the most part, I'm speaking on the fact that we're still enjoying it. It feels good. We're loving it. You know, it's just amazing. But we don't come from it. So we need something else to get us there so that we can get the full experience of what we are experiencing in that moment. And if you are not a man who eats pussy, if you don't play with the clit with your fingers or something like that, if you don't do those things, we are not going to get the full experience of you in that moment. Because while you have busted a crazy nut or two, we are just left with, oh, that felt really good, but I didn't come. So now it's like we're just laying there having felt this amazing sensation, but we didn't get the happy ending that we really want. We're really, that was the whole purpose in us doing it, because we wanted to feel that. So that is where communication comes in. You have to really let that man know. That's why I let men know that I don't really come from that. So you got to be somebody who eats pussy, or, it ain't going to work. Because I'm going to just be left with, yeah, your dick felt amazing, but I didn't come. I didn't reach that part. You had your moment, but I didn't have mine. So that is why I don't ever buy dildos, because I would have to always use something else to make me come with it. But now that I just had a revelation right now that I probably could make myself come with a dildo, because I know how to work it to make it happen, because I'm doing it to myself. And that is another reason why I love toys and masturbation, because you know how to please yourself. It really helps you understand your body more as a woman internally. And even when it comes to clitoral stimulation, what things you do and don't enjoy. So that's why I love it. Now let's get into this list. I found an article from, I guess it's a blog site, from this site called Let's Eat Cake. And I really liked how they listed the toys. So I decided to subscribe to them. So if any other topics come up that I find interesting to talk about, I will definitely, most likely, I should say, try to go to Let's Eat Cake and see if they have anything interesting for me to add in there. But they had 11 types of sex toys that women are using right now that they thought that we should know about. I only listed 7 because I really didn't know how long it was going to take me to get through all 11 of them. So I stuck with the first 7 that I saw. I was going to stop at 5, but I was like, I saw a cock ring as the 7th one. So I was like, I got to get that one in there. So the first one is the clitoral vibrators. Now, for those of you who don't know what a clitoral vibrator is, now I know some of y'all are like, oh my God, who doesn't know what that is? But y'all already know. You could be in a room full of people and everybody will know what something is. And then you got that one person that's like, what is that? What? I don't know what that is. What is that? So a clitoral vibrator, for those of you who don't know, is a vibrator that goes on or around the clit. On it or around it. It's not made to insert. It's not designed for penetration. It is designed to focus solely on the clit. I love those. And a prime example of that is a bullet. The bullet is absolutely wonderful. I had a bullet a long time ago and I used it so much to where it just stopped working. And I was very, I was hurt by that because I loved my bullet. That thing used to get me right. And let me add that I will buy sex toys even when I'm in a relationship. I'm just saying. And I will tell my man, look, I'm about to buy this. And my ex, I was with him one day. We had went into Spencer's and I saw a vibrator in there. I was like, I want this. And he was like, go ahead and buy it. He didn't have a problem with it. Now, you have some men who are so, they're not secure enough within their sexual capabilities and skills to the point where they feel like if you bring a sex toy into the bedroom with them or wherever y'all gonna be doing it, that's a problem. She don't need that shit. She got me. I'm her vibrator. I'm her dildo. Man, if you don't stop it, sex is supposed to be fun. It's supposed to be fun and it's supposed to be enjoyable for both parties. So if you have a woman, let me tell y'all this. If there are any men listening, if you have a woman who likes sex toys and she wants to use them in the bedroom, she wants to bring them into one of y'all sessions, she wants to use them every once in a while, you need to go ahead and let her do that. You need to get out of your ego, drop that shit on the floor, kick it over to the side, and let that shit go down. Because I'm going to tell y'all like this. You might not want to do that. You might have a problem with that because your ego is standing in the way. But guess what? There's somebody who doesn't. There is a man who doesn't have a problem with your woman bringing sex toys into his bed. He doesn't have an issue with that. He's going to allow her to do that shit because it's something that turns her on. It makes her have an intense orgasm and it's fun as hell. So he's going to use whatever toys she wants to use. He's going to allow that. And that's where a lot of y'all men fuck up. Because it's some shit that you don't want to do that your woman enjoys having done to her, and you don't want to do it because you think it's nasty. Or you think that it's her stepping on your toes as a man. No, she just likes it. It makes her feel good. And if you want to continue to be the only dick going in her pussy, you need to do the shit to her that she wants you to do. And if that means bringing in a sex toy or two, you need to allow that. If that means pulling out some handcuffs and a blindfold, baby, you better bust them out. Some of y'all really need to get out of your egos, for real. Now, moving right along to the second one. The second toy is the wand vibrator. Now, the wand vibrator, y'all, has a long handle. And the best way I can describe it is it looks like a massager. You know those massagers you can get from Brookstone or, Target, Walmart. They're usually white and they have a long handle and a round head. And you can use them for when you have neck pains or back pains, things of that nature. That's what they are also used for, but they also come in handy when you need to get right. When you need some get right in your life and you ain't got nobody to get you right, go on and bust that thing out. Go, you know what? Go buy you one, sis. I'm pretty sure you won't be disappointed because it allows for a very intense stimulation. And they have different settings, so you can change up the speed. You can have a steady vibration, or you can have a pulsating one. Whichever one, gets you there, that's the one that you would choose. The number three, Lord have mercy. The third one is the clit suction sex toy. Now, I do not own one of these, and I never bought one, but I've wanted to try one. Now, the way that this toy works is that it uses air and suction to stimulate the clit. It is described as receiving oral sex from someone whose tongue never gets tired. And this thing don't care about no pubic hair. It don't give a fuck about that. All it's gonna do is make you come. That's the goal. And you can turn it off whenever you like. Because guess what? That thing ain't gonna get tired of pleasing you. There is no tongue there to say, okay, this is about enough of this. Let's do something else. So you can use it for as long as you want, or as long as it's gonna work. So number 4, but I'm going to tell you that number 4 is dildos and harnesses. Now, dildos and harnesses. Now, when I saw harness, I was thinking of something totally different. I was thinking about something different. So I had to read, and I'm glad that I did, because basically it is like a strap-on. It's a strap-on. You can use the harness with a partner, like when women use strap-ons, or you can just use the dildo by itself. Now, dildos, for those of us who don't know, yes, everybody, you would think everybody knows what a dildo is, but again, it's always that one person that's gonna be like, what's that? I don't know what that is. Never seen one before. Dildo. Simple and short to the point is a fake dick. It's fake. Looks very real. You can get them in all shapes. You can get them all sizes. You can get them in all kind of colors. They can be made out of glass. They can be made out of stainless steel. Some of them have a suction cup bottom. Some of them thrust automatically. They are just, wonderful things that have been created for women to pleasure themselves with. Like I said earlier, I've never owned one because I felt like I can't come from penetration alone, so why would I buy a dildo? Why would I buy that? But like I also said earlier, I could probably come from a dildo because I'm using it on myself, which means I know how to work it to make myself feel good. I don't have to rely on somebody else to try to get me there. I can learn how to maneuver it so that I can tell someone else, the man that I'm with, I don't have a man right now, but whomever that man may be, like, look, you need to do this and that, and then, that'll get me there. So anyway, with all of that being said about those, I've seen so many women with the suction cup ones. I've seen the ones that are made out of glass. Now, I have wanted to try one that was made out of glass. I'm not gonna lie. You can get them with all kind of veins in them and everything. Like, it is crazy. Now, there is a size limit that I would say that I would go to. Now, them 14-inch dildos, I don't want no parts. I don't want no parts of that. Like, I probably would go up to like maybe, because the biggest dick that I've ever had is like 10 inches, about 10, 9.5, 10, I would say. So anything more than that would be a lot for me. I don't have a really long, really deep vagina. So my canal is not that deep. So that's a lot for me. And number 5, let's see what number 5 is, y'all. Because I wrote these down and I have to look to see what I wrote. Okay. Oh, and going back to the dildos. Dildos can come in double-ended dildos too. I almost forgot. You can buy dildos. Now, I know everybody, like mostly everyone who knows about dildos knows that you can get a double-ended dildo. And the double-ended dildo can be used, you can use it by yourself, on yourself, or you can use it with someone else. Mainly, when I say someone else, I'm talking about two women, because I've never seen two men use a double-ended dildo. I'm not saying that it can't be done. I've just never seen it, so I'm speaking on what I know. Now, two women, I've seen them on a lot of porns enjoy a double-ended dildo. They were getting it in. Myself, I've never had that. I've never used one. Don't know what it would be like. It could be a lot of fun, but I've never tried it. Anyway, moving right along to number 5 is the G-spot and A-spot sex toys. And the G-spot, we all know that's what sends you to the moon. Now the A-spot toy, the A-spot stimulator is focused on the interior fornix, which is tucked underneath the cervix. So you hit that spot and it's bombs away. Like you find that spot and you are in the right place. You definitely, he hits that spot and you're going to the moon. You're going to the moon. Oh, and don't let him find the G-spot too. Baby, let me tell you something. A man that could find one or both of those spots, oh, Lord Jesus. Whoa. Okay? Because that right there is something for your ass. And I don't mean literally, but you know what I'm saying. So they say the A-spot stimulator, the A-spot vibrator, it usually has a curved ending so that it can reach those areas, and then the G-spot one usually has a rounded one so that it can grab the G-spot and focus solely on that area. Number 6 is the combo or rabbit vibrators. Now, I did have a vibrator that was a combo of a rabbit and a dildo. And let me tell you, when I say that thing was awesome, it was awesome as hell. It actually moved in a circular motion. There was a setting that allowed it to do that. It did that and vibrated at the same time. And then the rabbit ears rested on my clit. So I had all of that going on at one time. And you talking about Squirt City, that's it. Now, I don't know if that might be too much for some of y'all, but for me, it was just lovely. I really enjoyed it. I enjoyed it to the point where I use it so much and the motor stopped working. So, yeah. And I haven't gotten another one since, but I definitely do want another one. And for the last one, number 7, cock rings. Now, what's a cock ring? Some of you are probably saying. Now, I think all of us know what a cock ring is. But again, there's always that one person that don't know what something is when everybody else does. So I have to explain. Now, a cock ring is a ring that goes on the base of a man's dick. Now, and I'm saying man, and I'm man's dick, woman's pussy, woman's vagina. I'm saying these terms because that's what I associate them with. Now, if there's anybody out there feeling offended because I'm not using certain pronouns, then I don't know what to tell you, because I'm not about to be doing all of that. I'm just going to keep it real with you right now. Keeping it a buck. I'm not doing all of that. So, the cock ring goes on the base of a man's dick, and it is used to keep his erection lasting longer. You can get cock rings that vibrate, and you can get cock rings that don't. Now, the ones that vibrate make the woman benefit even more than the one that doesn't. See, she benefits more, and he benefits because his erection is lasting longer, so they can both enjoy the sex longer. But if he gets one that vibrates, I'm pretty sure that that's gonna really send him there too, and she can feel that also. So they said that you can feel it on your clit, but I wouldn't know because I've never tried it. A lot of these toys I've never purchased, but I am a fan of experimenting with sex toys because I love to fuck, and I love fun sex. I love nasty sex. I love anything that's going to make me have a bunch of orgasms. I'm there for it. And on that note, with those being the 7 toys, I hope y'all enjoyed listening to that. I hope you got a little bit, I shouldn't say more information, but I just hope that it was very fun for you to listen to. And for those women out there who don't get into sex toys, I hope that it was just more informative for you to see if it's something you might want to try, if you've changed your mind or not. I don't know. I hope you have, because sex toys are fun, but I'm not trying to push, what I enjoy onto anyone else. It's always, when it comes to sex, to each their own. Some people will always enjoy things that other people don't. And there are some things that I don't get into, some things that I don't like, and some things that I just don't want to try. But, sex, like I said, is supposed to be fun. So whatever is fun for you, that's what you should do. And, when going back to the vibrators, there are so many men who are like a lot of men try to make women who use vibrators and dildos, just sex toys period, feel bad that we do it, because they're like, well, that's what's wrong with y'all using these vibrators and toys, you can't feel nothing. No, sir, your dick ain't big enough. That's why we can't feel it. It's not big enough. It's not. Now, I don't use my vibrator a lot for clitoral stimulation. I don't use it a lot. I try not to use it that often, because they say you can desensitize your clit. I don't know how true that is. I haven't done the research on that, but I've heard a lot of people say that, and I don't want that to happen, because I need my little man in the boat to always float. So on that note, thank you for kicking it with Coco. I hope to see you. I hope that you listen, rather. I hope that you come back and listen to the next episode, where I will be discussing the men who use sex toys. And I might just list the rest of the sex toys that the women found most enjoyable before I get into that. But I might not. I might just go straight, focus on the men. But thanks for listening, and I hope that you come back. Bye-bye.